Who's going to be farming this land in 20 years' time? That's the questions the politicians should be asking. Because young farmers nowadays, they're looking at long hours, they're looking at extortionate high cost in the feed and the fuel. Why would they want to come into farming when you've got all the stresses and the pressures and the red tape? Farms nowadays, they should be given the freedoms to get on and do the job, not be stuck in the office. We've got an audience today, and these cows need to be looked after. These farmers should be out on the land, looking after the animals that look after you. They shouldn't be stuck in the office. Farmers don't just look after the animals. Farms do a lot more for the nature, the fields, the hedgerows, wildlife, the birds. They manage the farmland, they manage the fields, and it's amazing when you look around it and you see how well everything's managed and the time and the effort and the hours that gets put into it, because they're spending all their time out on the farm doing what needs to be done. But what you don't see is, or hear about, is all the hours that goes into managing the wildlife on this farm and many farms around Somerset. And there's a lot more that farmers do. They get the blame for the net zero contribution. They get the blame for the methane gases from the Green Party. But what you don't hear about farmers is that they do a lot for the environment, and they do a lot in regards to the nature preserve. So we need to give the farmers some credit, and we need to give the farmers our backing as a party of reform to be able to help them do more, not just for the farms, but for climate change. Let's back our farmers. Let's support what needs to be done. We've seen during COVID times how difficult it was to get your food. We've seen all too often that shelves were empty, and the only way that we could feed our families was going to the local butchers and standing in a queue waiting for the shelves to be stacked back up. It could happen again, you never know. But that comes down to food security. What happens if the shelves are empty and we need to be looking at our food options again? By going to your local butchers and by backing farms like this one here in Somerset, you're getting good quality food that it rivals Europe. We're better than a lot of the other countries like America. The food standards here is second to none. Let's start buying from our butchers instead of the supermarkets, because these farms here, you know, the work they do and the quality of the food is second to none. And our cow here knows it.